Hi everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back. So today I thought I would do for you my May favorites very quickly. I don't have a ton of things to talk about for May. Most of them I've actually talked about before. I don't have a whole lot of new products, but nonetheless, these are products that I have been using almost every day during the month of May, so I thought they were worth sharing with you. So let's jump right in and get started. The first one is a brush, and I have talked about this before, and I've also talked about how surprised I was at loving this brush. And it is one of the Artis brushes, Artis, I think that's how you say it. And I got the oval 7. I thought the 8 would be a little bit too big for my face. I think this is the perfect size brush for doing foundation. I am so surprised that I love this as much as I do, but really it blends foundation onto the skin perfectly for me. Perfectly, and it's very, very quick. It blends it so seamlessly onto the skin without moving too much of the foundation that I just love it. They are pricey, but I feel like this will last. It's a good quality brush. It'll last a long time. Love it. A lot of people have asked me how I clean mine. First of all, I don't clean mine every day. Shame on me, I know, but you know, I wipe it on a paper towel every day, but once a week I clean mine with a brush shampoo, a liquid brush shampoo. I think that's the best way, is a liquid product. For me, that's what's worked the best. I use the Benjabel liquid brush shampoo, but I think any real nice soft brush shampoo will work. It cleans it very, very easily. It gets the product out without too much struggle. These I think are easier to clean for me than some of the more densely packed, like kabukis, like the Sigma brushes and that kind of thing. So that's how I clean mine. I love this. It's perfect for foundation, but you can also use it for powder. I typically stick to foundation with this one. I didn't have as much success with the eye brush, but I love this and I highly recommend it. Okay, moving on. I've also talked about this before as a favorite, and I think it was just last month I talked about it. And it is the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Foundation. I use this to set my T-zone. I wanted to show you, I've already hit pan on this. That's how much, like, I use this every day. And I've actually, many days during this month, actually only used this. So I just buffed this all over my face. I think for me, doing that has to be like almost a no makeup day, because this is a very light coverage. If you build it up too much, I think it can start to look heavy on the skin. But for setting, it's perfect. Or for days when I just want a little bit of coverage because I'm just going to do some running around and I don't really want to put on a full face of makeup, this has been perfect. Love it. And I always apply it. I use it mostly just in the T-zone, and I always apply it with my Makeup Forever 140 brush. I love this brush for buffing powder into your T-zone. It's perfect. You can also set under your eyes with it, but this is a brush I use every single day as well. So loving this. As you can tell, I have more than hit pan already. The next on the list is another product I talked about in a recent haul, but I cannot not include it in my favorites because it is awesome. And it is the MAC Patent Polish Pencil that I picked up from the Vibe Tribe collection. I do think they're still available, and mine is in Caravamp, and it's the color I'm wearing on my lips today. It's it's sort of a red-orange. It's pretty bright, but it is perfect for this time of year. I love the formula of these pencils too. I've talked about that before. They're just a twist-up pencil, but I love how they lay on the lips. They're slightly moisturizing. They have a nice glow to them. They don't really migrate unless you put on too many layers. So for me, this color, I've been wearing this every day. Every day. Love it. The next product I'm going to talk about is another MAC product as well. And I haven't even hauled this yet, but I've had it for about a week now, and I love it so much. I want to talk about it because I don't know when I'm going to film that haul, and I believe these are limited edition. So MAC came out with some new eyeshadows in a pot. They're called a soft serve shadow, and it's basically a cream shadow. It has that spongy texture. Like, these remind me very, very much of the texture of a Chanel Illusion Dome. Texture-wise only, because these are, so I bought the color, let me share the color first. I bought the color Softened Up. That's what I have on my eyes today. It's just a beautiful bronzy color. I mean, I love it. Look how it has a satin sheen to it, but there's no chunks of glitter in this. It's very pigmented. I love it. It lays beautifully on the skin. They're really nice. I only bought this color because I don't need another shadow, but I love this. I love it. And I wanted to show you. So compared to the Chanel Illusion Dome, so they feel exactly the same to me. The MAC item is half the price. And I like these Illusion Domes, don't get me wrong, but they tend to be so there's that, not nearly as pigmented, and they always are very glittery. So here's the Illusion Dome, and here's the MAC product. Love it. I do believe these MAC products, however, are limited edition, which is why I wanted to talk about it. This comes in a lot of different colors. I had to pick one, so this is the one I chose. I really, really love it. It's beautiful for a soft, bronzy eye, summer eye. Perfect. That's all I have on my eye today. I applied it with my finger and then buffed it out into the crease with a synthetic brush. That's all I did. And then I drug a little bit of it under my eye as well. So this is perfect for everyday summer looks. Love it. Okay, the blush I've been wearing virtually all month, this is an oldie but a goodie, is from Hourglass, and it's one of the ambient blushes. And I wasn't a huge fan of all of these, but this one is sort of my go-to, and it is in diffused heat. So it's just a nice corally. I'm wearing it today. I used actually I used this portion today, which has more of the highlight and less of the color. If I work my brush down here, it's a much deeper tone, and if I use it up here, it's a much lighter tone. I really like this particular color. These buff onto the skin beautifully. They wear all day. I think if you have mature skin or textured skin, these are really nice because they lay really well on the skin. So love this color, and I've been using this pretty much every day. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is also not a new product, but last month I talked about loving the RMS Unpowder for setting under my eyes, but mine was gone. And so I was going to order another one, but as I looked through my makeup drawer, I realized I have a ton of loose powders. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to try a couple of them and see if I can use some of these up setting my under eye and have it look as good or almost as good as the RMS Unpowder. And so I pulled out my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I will say that this works really, really well. This is so close to the RMS Unpowder for when I set under my eyes that I can't justify buying that when I have a whole thing of this. I actually think I have 2 of these from my days at Neiman Marcus. So again, I use the loose powder. I put a little bit in the lid and I apply it with a damp beauty blender. And you're going to use more than you think, and you're just going to pat it on, and it just smooths out this skin when you apply it with a damp sponge like that. It just makes all of this look very, very smooth, as long as you're using a very finely milled powder. And the Laura Mercier is, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's very finely milled. So I'm going to attempt to use this up, setting under my eyes, and this is a whole big thing of it. So this could last me years, I think, if I'm only using it for setting my under eyes. I do like this translucent powder for if I feel like I need to, later in the day, if I feel like I'm getting a little bit oily or my pores are looking like they're starting to show, but I don't want any more coverage, I will dust a little bit of that on as well. So this is a really nice powder in and of itself. So I'm looking quickly to make sure I covered everything. Yes, those were my favorites for the month. Again, some of them new, most of them old favorites, but I like to continue to share them because if something continues to work, you know, why replace it? So that is it for today. Hopefully you found this helpful. Please share with us in the comments what some of your favorites were for the month. I didn't really have a fail, so I didn't want to pull anything out because nothing stood out as, wow, that just did not work for me. So that is it for today. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and I will talk to you all again soon.